I'm going to do some videos with you now to help with back pain. One of the most important things, as I've mentioned in previous videos in traditional Chinese medicine, is that the breath comes down to the kidneys, and because the breath contains the qi, and then the qi is brought down and grasped by the kidneys, which are in the lower back. One thing we can do to help that process to happen is if you put your fingers on find where your collarbones are, so mine are here, follow them in towards the chest, and if you bring your fingers, so underneath, if you follow them towards the chest, there'll be a point where the hollow feeling stops because you hit the bone that makes up the sternum, that comes down the front of the chest. So right at the corner where the collarbone meets the bones, the sternum, I'm just going to use my thumbs here. Just rest your thumbs here a moment. Just, press around a little bit. Make sure you've got that point right in the corner there. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. But breathe in and breathe out. Have a sense of where your kidneys are in the lower back, underneath the ending of the rib cage there. With the in-breath, imagine that light is coming in with the breath and going down to the kidney organs. You know the shape of the kidneys. So the kidneys are expanding with the in-breath, or just the whole of that lower back area. And I'm gently leaning on to these thumbs here. I'm not really pressing with any great vigour. This point that I'm pressing here is on the kidney meridian in acupuncture, in acupressure. Kidney 27 is the number. And the action of this point is to help the kidneys to receive the qi from the breath. Remember, the breath is the main way we get fresh energy into the body. So I'm only going to hold this for another couple of breaths, but you might want to do it for, 20, 30 breaths. Great way to get fresh energy down in to support the lower back area. Okay, next thing we're going to do is find the points called the Lao Gong points in the palms, which are when you fold your fingers in and the fingertips are touching the palm. If you leave the long finger, the middle finger, and try and release the other fingers, quite hard to release the ring finger, isn't it? But where that middle finger is touching is actually between the tendons that go to the first and second finger, so it just touches there. That's an acupressure point too. So let's rest the hands on your thighs. We want that little suggestion of space in the armpit, so not talking a tennis ball, but just a sort of small bird's egg, as it were. Imagine now that two torch beams are coming from the hands, light beams, and they're shining into the belly, okay? So it's 3 fingers width below the belly button. Okay, there's my belly button, 3 fingers, and then at least 3 fingers going into the lower abdomen here. So, as we breathe in now, the belly expands, the belly contracts. Again, you can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed, as we've done before in previous videos. So, one of the things we do is seeing that light getting stronger with the expansion. Still there, but maybe not quite as bright as you exhale. And as the abdomen expands with the in-breath, so does the lower back, so do the sides of the belly. Letting the breath naturally go. But what I don't want you to do is move the chest. The chest stays as it is. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, hanging down to the ground. They don't lift with the inhalation. Really put your mind in the belly. Some people imagine a ball inside the belly. Some people think of a red colour. Some people are white. Have a sense that it's warm too. Again, colour, light increases as you breathe in. A little bit less so as you breathe out. Some Qigong people mention that it has a sound too of its own. And the sound is a little bit like, you know, when you get a pilot light on a gas stove and it just gently emits a sort of little hissing sound, doesn't it? So you can imagine that you hear that all the time, or it could be just a gentle flickering sound from a flame in a fire. Of course, if you're too hot, naturally, then go with white or a milky white. Don't think of fire or heat or anything. So I'm going to do a count with this. If it's too slow, just go at your own pace. So I'm going to count with the in-breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in. It's not a short, sharp breath followed by one long breath. It's steady. See that lovely ball of light getting stronger as you breathe in, slightly less sort of dimming as you breathe out. Okay. If you are somebody, so you can do that for several minutes. If you are somebody who suffers particularly from anxiety, bring one hand, doesn't matter which one, put the Lao Gong point, palm, just under the belly button. Put the other one on the heart itself above. Now, as you breathe in, you only want the hand on the belly to expand, and then to contract. You don't want the hand on the chest to move. Again, you can do it with your eyes open. Or your eyes closed. Completely up to you. You can really feel the warmth of the hand, can't you, on the heart area. So again, hold that one for as long as you like. Do it as many times in a day as you like, particularly for anxiety. So that's really good for calming yourselves down. As I've said in other videos, great for doing if you can't sleep as well. Do it lying down in bed. The next one is to make 2 loose fists. Bring them around and put the back of the fist just into the small of the lower back. And I can now feel the presence of the hands there touching the skin, and I can feel warmth too. In my mind's eye, I'm going to place my nose in my navel, and strange as it may sound, and I'm actually going to breathe in through the navel to the hands in the back there. And just let everything breathe out naturally, let go. Again, close your eyes, you could have them open. And what you can do, if you like, with the hands where they are, is that as you breathe in through the navel to the lower back, both fists slightly move away from the centre as you breathe in, and then slightly move back towards each other as you breathe out. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, the elbows are relaxed. Keep going. I feel my hands there, and it depends on getting a comfortable position, doesn't it? But it feels quite comforting to me. It feels quite supportive. Again, not going to hold it for ages here because this will go on, but you do it for as long as you feel is right. Feels good, filling with light and chi, exhaling what we don't need, hands moving away, hands coming together, and even when you put your hands back down again, either flat down on the palms or Lao Gong, you can still feel the presence of the hands on the back, or the warmth, can't you? As you breathe in and out. So the last one I'm going to do is this one, where you turn the palms to face the floor. And now that same point in the soft centre of the palm of the hand is facing the ground. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms. You can imagine that they're floating on water, or balls of air that are floating on water, something like that. Also go down to the points in the foot, the kidney 1, points in the feet, again, which is not halfway, but just north of that. So if you were to fold the toes forwards like that, it makes a sort of dimple just before the balls of the feet. And that's called the kidney 1 point. So you want to focus on the kidney 1 point in the feet, both feet. From there, see roots going down like tree roots through the floor, into the ground, into the topsoil, into the subsoil, or through the rooms below if you're upstairs. And just like tree roots, just spreading out in all directions. So we've got a connection from the palms to the earth, to the ground, and from the feet. And then as you breathe in, light and energy comes through both hands and feet and into the belly again, it expands. And then back out, down the arms, down the legs, through the feet and hands, and back down into the ground. You just have to visualize, imagine this happening. Ready? Breathing in. Back down again, through the hands, through the feet, through those points, back down into the roots, into the earth underneath us again. Back down again, into the ground. So you can, of course, do all 3 of those different types of breathing in one go. Or I would just explore them one by one. It's up to you, it doesn't really matter. And then just finish by maybe interlocking the thumbs, placing it over the belly somewhere comfortable. Doing just a few breaths. And reflect, feel how this area feels now, right the way through into the lower back. So we'll finish there for this one. Great.